pointed out in the story that there's this very interesting pattern of really great A-list directors like Alfonso Cuarón, like who are the other ones that you cited? Martin Scorsese, who made big movies at Netflix and then didn't make their follow-up movie at Netflix. And it could be for any number of reasons. It could be, you know, Netflix turned them down. But even within Netflix, the people who we've spoken to, and we spoke to a lot of people at Netflix for the story, there is a recognition inside the company that that is a price that they are paying for not having theatrical. They get that.
Yeah. And it, you know, it has an impact. And, you know, Alfonso Cuarón made Roma, which, you know, to many was an Oscar frontrunner. It won 3 Oscars. Cuarón won Best Director, but it didn't win Best Picture. And you are hearing, I am hearing, the Academy does not really want to reward Netflix with Best Picture because everyone in this industry's livelihood is tied to theatrical. And so, you know, a filmmaker like Cuarón, like Scorsese, kind of sees a limit there. They can get a passion project made in Netflix, but then they can go to Apple and get a theatrical component. And, you know, Scorsese's writing his next film with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. That's at Apple again.
I mean, the funny thing is that Netflix is very big on holding the line on very doctrinaire points of view about the way they run their business, and then they'll change them. So for many years, Netflix absolutely would never run advertising, absolutely would not consider it. And then one day, Wall Street sent a very clear message and knocked the stock down, and Netflix really turned on a dime and changed. The people who we've been talking to, I think that their sense is that this is shifting. They also want the exhibitors to be more flexible on their windowing policy and not being so rigid about accepting Netflix movies even as they're going on the streaming service. And as that shifts, and you know what, the exhibitors are going to have to be more flexible because they frankly need the movies. They need the product. They need more in their theaters. And if Warner Brothers goes away as a studio, it's going to be even more pressure on the exhibitors because more than likely there will be fewer releases coming out of the company that merges Warner Brothers or that takes Warner Brothers into them. So I mean, I think where we come out is that Netflix is shifting, whether despite what its public stance is, right? So basically, that's where we come out.
Right. And ironically enough, you know, Netflix has spent years trying to make movies that get the same kind of cultural cachet as like a Sinners or something like that. This year, K-pop Demon Hunters is that movie. You could argue that it's Netflix's first ever original film to have that cultural phenomenon feel. And then you see it go in theaters and you see these videos of kids and their moms dressing up and going and seeing it together. I think it just really speaks to something that Netflix is missing. And they now, everyone is forced to reckon with and see that what happens, despite the fact that K-pop Demon Hunters exploded as a streaming only title, that theatrical is an extra thing that just nudges it over the cliff. And
it's the communal experience. It's that feeling of being in a theater and being with other people who are enjoying the experience with you. I think that's been kind of Hollywood's argument for a very long time, and Netflix is coming around to it.